You know what it takes for a woman like me to go out on a date? I gotta get a babysitter for my kids.
Okay.
Should a nigga pay for that?
Yes. Because guess what now?
I gotta pay for the kids that you made prior to me.
Because guess what now? A part of me is my kids. And in order to take me out.
Dating. You're making an investment for a relationship. So,
and that's why.
And I shouldn't have to pay for your trying. When you're investing in your
I'm not saying every day. I'm saying, okay.
No date. Unless we're in a relationship, that's when you can even feel like I should be adding on.
I should be paying
for
stuff like that.
A man that's for me, in my opinion.
Yeah.
They know that, okay, she's a mother of two. She's holding down a business. She's holding down a house. She's commuting from Jersey to New York. All right. How much is your babysitter?
Welcome back. Okay, so let's get right into this. This is the question. Should single mothers request that their dates pay for their babysitters? So, we got a lot of different responses. We got some yeses, we got some no's, but you guys are going to notice that the men's responses are a lot different from the women's responses. We do have a couple of pick-me's on here. You know, they may not be pick-me's. It's just a preference. Like, set your goals, have your preference, and just see what you get. But I'm going to go ahead and get into these videos of what everybody thought about the question. And I will come back with my responses after each video, because if I play too many videos, I'm old. So y'all, I will forget what I have to say. So I'm going to play these videos and then I'll come back and respond after each video. Let's get into it.
Because y'all complain when a woman is not independent and she wants things from you, and then you complain on the other side of the spectrum when she's hyper independent. So what do you want?
You talking about independence in a relationship? If I'm dating you, we're not in a relationship. You can still be
if you're dating, that means you don't have to do anything for the woman. You have to automatically be in a relationship.
I'm not taking nothing for your baby. I don't know. I'm not even dating your baby.
If you can't afford a babysitter, then your answer should be no. I can't go on a date.
Yeah, I can't. I don't got it right now.
I respect that more than
okay. I don't have a lot to say about this. I'm just going to say that just because a woman is asking you to pay for her babysitter doesn't necessarily mean that she can't afford it. She might just want you to pay for her babysitter. She might just have that standard for herself. That's pretty much all I had to say on this one. Let's get into the next one.
Is a man supposed to pay for a single mother babysitter? No. Just to take you on a date? No. That's a red flag, fellas. If she is not responsible to cover her expenses before she even get with you, then she's going to be a problem when she's with you. So don't put yourself in a situation like this. This is why these single mothers had problems today, because they think somebody's supposed to take care of the luggage that they had with some other man, okay? Because of their bad choices. The same thing goes for a man. If he done the same thing, y'all have to cover your own expenses when you come to these fucking kids. And if you want a different life and want to do better, you have to make sure you're responsible to handle all the things with or without someone. But this case, she's going to tell you, yes, he should pay. No, the fuck you shouldn't. Keep it moving. That's why y'all only get fucked and dumped. I'm just saying.
So, if you're a heterosexual single male and you are interested and or want to date a single mom, would you be willing to pay for her babysitter so that you two could go out?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say no. Here's the thing. I have my own kids. It's my responsibility to take care of my own kids. Your kids are your responsibility. And if you can't afford a babysitter, then you shouldn't go out dating. It's not your date's responsibility to take care of your kids.
Okay, so I wouldn't say that I agree or disagree with either of these two people. I do disagree that it's not necessarily true that women can't afford a babysitter. This may be just their standard that they set for themselves as single mothers, to not go out on guys who cannot afford to get a babysitter. And that's fine. But what the pygmy said, like, she's giving guys the red flags about women. She's definitely a pygmy if she's giving red flags to guys. That's fine. Like, if they can't afford to pay for a babysitter, which most of them can't, or some of them probably just don't want to, that's fine. Don't go out on a date with a single mom that has those requirements set for herself. She's not for you. The only thing I'm going to say is, for single moms, it's going to be harder for you, because a lot of men cannot afford that, and a lot of men are not going to do it. So if you have that requirement set for yourself, you may just have to be single a little longer, or you may be single forever, or you may just have to buy cats, and that's fine, because a lot of people like cats or dogs, whatever. But if you set these requirements for yourself and they don't get met as fast as you want them to, or at all, don't lower them. If that's your bar, don't lower them. And same thing for the males, for the ex-wives. If you don't want to date a single mom, if you don't want to pay for a babysitter, obviously that means that you don't too much want to get to know her or help her at all. You're just, most of the time, they just want to go on a date, especially if you're meeting on a dating site. They just want to have sex. A lot of people know dating sites are for that. Most people just go on dates. Most males just go on dates for sex. We know that. Like, we already know that. So women need to stop acting like they don't know that, even though men are out here lying. Like, we know that. So listen to what the men are saying in response to this versus to what the women are saying. Y'all can have y'all's expectations, and that's fine. Just know that means you're going to be single a lot longer or a lot more often, and and that's fine, because you could just use that time to do all the stuff you need to do. And like, if you're a single mom, I really wouldn't be even wanting to go on dates right now. I would be wanting to focus on me and raising my kid. Like, you don't necessarily need a male. If you're doing good as a single mom, you don't need a male to help you raise your kids. Like, you just need friends. You need women. You need community. So, okay, let's get into the next few videos.
Guys out there, is would you pay for the babysitter in order to take that single mom out on a date?
Sure, but I think the man gets to pick what they do that night. So, hope you like steak and gun ranges.
And I guess that's why you are staying home. And that is why you are single. Because I fail to understand why you are a single mother, but at the same time, because someone wants to take you out on a date, it is their responsibility to pay for your babysitter so they can take you out. See, the world got to be playing tricks. This can't be reality. This can't be real, because some of you women, especially the ones that have this sort of mindset, must be delusional. So she goes on in this video to say that since she's a single mother, it is so hard, and you have to pay for her babysitter. And on top of that, if you take her out, you have to make it so worthwhile. I'm sorry, Queen, that you're finally coming down to hang out with the peasants. That's the way you're making it seem. And then you also have this set of expectations that he has to Uber you to your house, back and forth. So what are you actually bringing to the table? He has to plan this date. It cannot be just dinner and drinks. It has to be activities on top of that. It has to be so worth your while. And what are you showing up with? And what are you bringing to the table? Your vagina. Because that seems that's the only thing that you're bringing to the table, which you are overvaluing if you think that a man has to be jumping through hoops just to go out on a date with you. And you're sitting here talking about, I am single. I wonder why. With that type of mindset, it is the women like you that carry that exact same mindset that make the other women look totally bad out here and give off the impression to men, that wrong impression of how women stay, because real women don't act like that. You hear them talking and you see them on the internet, and they actually talk about women like you. You actually think that you have to do nothing, but you have this whole list of expectations that the man needs to do just to take you out. And why? For what? What are you bringing to the table? In all those lists and all those demands of everything that you mentioned in this video, you didn't mention one thing that you are doing for him except showing up. Because you're so-called royalty, we're supposed to bow at your feet. Like I said, you're the queen coming down from her castle to come and hang with the lowly peasants. So we have to make it worth your time. Please. And you wonder why you are single. Oh. Men, I feel sorry for those who have to deal with women like this. And I feel sorry for the women that have to pretty much take steps forward for the steps like women like this make them take steps backwards. Man, it is the respectable mind. One love.
So unless you're offering to pay for the babysitter, I'm not going on that date.
Single mothers, single ladies, I've seen your content here on TikTok for a minute now, and something that's been bothering me is you seem to think men are just full of this excess amount of free time. You act as if men have no responsibilities outside of paying for your wants and needs. So from here on out, fellas that aren't taken in relationships like I am, I recommend you start setting standards as well. You have a lot of excess responsibilities after getting off a hard day's work. If she wants to go on a date with you and get a free meal, I think she should have to come over to your house and do your dishes, do your laundry, maybe mop a floor or two. Your time isn't free and you have a lot of excess responsibilities outside of dating her. So if it's acceptable for her to demand that you pay for the babysitter, that you pay for the Uber, that you pay for the gas in your vehicle to come pick her up and take her on a date, at which point you pay for the meal, then I think she should have to reciprocate by doing some chores around your house before you even go on a date. Fair's fair.
If you want to know what a motherfucking boss looks like, bitch.
Okay, first, no, I am not paying for the babysitter. Second, high maintenance, really high maintenance. And that's just the beginning. Next is going to be the boob job, the tummy tuck, and probably some Botox. And that means that she thinks she's a 10. So if she's a 10, she's a 10 on the crazy scale. I think I'm all the way out. Out, 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 out. Out again, out. I'm done.
So I played those videos from different men of different races so y'all can get like a generalized perception on what men are saying about this. And that's okay, y'all. Like, you may run across one every so often that's willing to do it. You may run across two, you may run across none. And that is the goals and standards they set for themselves. And believe me, they are going to stick to it. Because when men don't want to do something, they're not going to do it. And as women, y'all should be the same way. If you don't want to go on a date with someone who's not willing to pay for your babysitter, you should not do it. A lot of males, as we just saw, they're going to expect something. Like when they ask you out on a date, they're already expecting something from you. So you asking them to pay for your babysitter is the same thing. You're expecting something from them. It's give and take. The problem is that we live in a world and in a patriarchy where men always expect for women to give, and women give, and they take. And so now that women are like, no, we're going to get something out of this too. They're not for it. They're not used to it. Even a lot of women are not used to getting anything out of these interactions. So that's why it's going to be so hard for men and some women to realize, oh, this is just fair. Like, if you're like a rational, sane person, you're going to realize, oh, this is fair. This man wants my time. And I'm pretty sure that 9 out of 10 men, eventually after 1 or 2 dates, maybe even 3, they're going to want sex. They want your attention. They want you. And you're given a lot going on this date already. You have to drive there. Hopefully you're driving there, not letting him pick you up at your house and know where you stay. You have to find a babysitter. You have to pay for the babysitter. Most women are going on dates trying to look their best for these men. You know, you're paying for your gas. You might even pay for your hair. And then these men are going to expect for you to look good when you show up. But a lot of them don't put in as much effort. So like I said, to each his own. Like, set your standards. This is the beginning of 2024, January. So set them and stick to them all year round. I don't care what they say. If it's a man, I don't care how good he looks. If he's going to have his standards when he goes out with you. His standard might be, I'm having sex tonight with this lady. Or I'm going to get another date, and on the second date, I'm going to have sex with her. since you know this already, that because this is what is going through their mind, why can't you set your standards? Don't listen to women. Don't listen to anybody else telling you can't have standards. It's 2024, where like the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. And as far as I can tell, women have been going on these dates and having these kids with men and just not having any luck. So try something different. Try something different. You're already stuck with a kid, obviously, that you got with a man and you didn't have any standards, and he left you a single mom, and you're trying it again a second time. Couldn't be me. I'm not trying it a second time. I'm a Virgo, y'all. So one time is enough for me. I'm done with all of y'all after one time. Like, I'm a quitter. I don't care. I'm a quitter. But anyway, let's get into these last few videos, and I'll come back with my final commentary after these.
Guys, I'm okay. You can check all these comments on that video. You can comment and write your opinion, but I don't care, because I had guys who pay for a babysitter on a dating. They can give me more, not just because I do something for them. No, just because they know my situation and they like me, period. I was talking about me. Like, do you pay for a babysitter to see me? You don't pay for me. You didn't pay for my kid. You pay for opportunity to see me, because I'm not be able to pay right now. I'm in a like really like specific situation right now, and I had a guys who just helped me with apartment, gave me a room when my ex kicked me out. I had a guys who just like bought me a grocery, or they just gave me money because they know I needed on that time and didn't ask anything. So
okay, so Zaya, if a guy wants to go on a date with a lady, but the lady has a kid, who should pay for the babysitter?
Definitely the man.
Why?
They should act good. They should pay for the woman, because they've already struggled so long bringing up a child of their own. And also, it's just the right thing to do, and it makes the woman like the guy more.
It makes the woman like the guy more. And you're right, Zaya. I didn't even think about that. The woman spent all day taking care of her kid, doing her job, doing whatever she had to do. Why should she, at the end of the night, also have to pay for a babysitter on top of that to go spend time with a man? Really good point, Zaya. Any word of wisdom for women who think that they should pay? All right, so the best reason to have a man pay for a babysitter if he wants to take you out on a date is because you're reading out men like this. Men who get upset about the idea of covering a babysitter to take a woman out who has a child, they want you to be easy, they don't value your time, and they have no respect for you. And, of course, they think of your child as a burden and another man's expense, or your mistake. So you can decide if you want to see a man who's thinking that way. You need to have a man pay for the babysitter if he wants to take you out. Otherwise, you're going to end up with a guy like that.
I'm making an effort, so I expect you to make an effort. So don't just assume that I'm going to be able to drop off my child somewhere, because most likely I'm not. So unless you're offering to pay for the babysitter, I'm not going on that date. Also, offer to pay for the babysitter. That's going to make me more receptive to want to go and spend my time with you.
The entitlement of these single mothers never gets old. Modern women are always talking about independent woman this, independent woman that. And they always put an emphasis on being able to pay their own bills, right, fellas? Some even go as far to say that they're the mother and father and celebrate Father's Day. What this actually exposes is that independent women don't really want to be independent on any level. That's why this independent, boss babe, single mother believes that if a man wants to take her out on a date, he should pay for her responsibility, her babysitter. This is why single fathers do a lot better. We're not looking for a handout, and we understand that the world isn't here to save us. Run away from women like that.
So, in conclusion, I just really want to say that for the ladies who have not learned the truth yet and who are still out here dating and who haven't given up on males or XYs, please be careful out here. if you're still dating and this is one of your requirements, I suggest you stick to it and not, like I said before, don't change it. But I do also, I wish you really would know the situation that you're in is very dangerous. A lot of these males get very upset because they see that a lot of women are getting standards and are not accepting the same things that women used to accept from them, the bare minimum, them doing nothing in order to get sex from multiple different women. So I just really want to suggest, because we live in a country that praises the Second Amendment, our Second Amendment rights. And ladies, y'all need to really, really think about it, because a lot of women are coming up missing, are unalived, and not just because of people that they're dating or married to or have kids with, just period. So if you're still out here playing this game with them, and you're thinking it's funny, it's not funny, because you could tick somebody off to a point where they will do something to harm you. So I suggest, if you're still dating, please don't let them know where you stay. Please take your own money. Please, if they don't want to pay for you, just be okay with that and pay for your own meal. Go to the bathroom and go to the nearest exit. When you get to the restaurant, sit somewhere where they can't see you leaving and go into your car, or park where you can leave and they can't see you leaving. Pay for your food and sneak out the back. Block them. Don't let them know where you live. I'm just saying all of this to keep women safe, so you can tell your girls the same things. Arm yourselves. If you don't like having weapons or guns, guns in particular, a lot of women might be scared of that because we're not used to it. I suggest you consider it. I suggest you consider carrying. I got bear spray. Y'all could try bear spray. You could try tasers. You can try police batons. It's all kind of things. I know a lot of y'all think that we need the protection of males, but history has proven that we need protection from males mostly, because when there is a violent act committed, it's mostly from male to male or male to female. These are just facts. It's not male hating for any males or women or pick-me's who think that I may just hate males. These are just facts. Women are not safe in a world full of males. So I really do suggest that you arm yourselves when you go on these dates, because these men, and don't leave any drinks. If you're on a date with somebody at a bar, don't leave your drink unattended. Just always keep your eye on a drink, and if he ordered you a drink before you got there, because these males are getting more and more desperate by the day. We're seeing many stories of them slipping stuff in women's drinks. Just never keep your food or your drinks unattended when you leave or go to the bathroom or accept anything from them, before you get there, if they order before you get there. And just always just think about this kind of stuff. If you're meeting anybody on these dating sites, they are mostly hookup sites and men that want sex, but that's in general. Anybody that you don't meet on sites are men that actually just want sex from you. I'm 40 years old, and I've been on these YouTube streets and this planet for a while, and I see what they're doing. I see how desperate they're getting. I see the different tactics that they're pulling, and they call themselves having boundaries and standards for themselves. But to be honest, males have always had more boundaries and standards for themselves than women have. If they don't want a fat woman or an ugly woman, they're not going to get with a fat woman or an ugly woman. They're going to go for the woman that they want. Even if they are fat and ugly, they're going to go for the woman that they want. So they're going to, if they don't want a woman with kids, they're going to not go for a woman with kids. They may have sex with a woman with kids, but men generally have more standards for themselves than women do. And one of the guys in the video said that, fellas, we need to start having these same crazy, unrealistic standards too. And they actually already do. They have the standard that when they meet you, that you have to pay to go to the date. You have to pay for all the stuff that you need to do to get to the date, your hair, your nails. You have to pay for your own babysitter. You have to come and you have to entertain them, and they have to like you. You have to be a certain weight. You have to fit a certain aesthetic. you have to answer their questions about whether you're submissive or you're a good cook. They're trying, when you go on these dates with them, they're really, sometimes they're interviewing you to see if you will be a good maid or housekeeper or chef when they marry you. But sometimes they're just trying to fill you out to see how easy you are, so they can see if they're going to have a one night stand. Because sometimes they only go on these dates for that, because a lot of women feel like that's the way to get them and keep them. I don't know why. Like, it's never worked for us. Like, it's never worked for women to do. When I say us, I'm not talking about me in particular. I never did. Like, did I have? I don't think I didn't have like a whole face. Like, I know a lot of people had a whole face. No shame in the hoes, but I didn't have a whole face. But you know, cause I'm a Virgo, y'all. I'm not saying I'm better than anybody, but as a Virgo, I've always had this like innate sense of a predator, like of people who were after me. Like, you know, not saying I'm perfect, but I did, like, since I was a kid, I always looked at people crazy. But I just really hope that y'all got something out of this video. And if y'all have anything to add down in the comments, go ahead and drop your comments. And please, please, please like, share, and subscribe. YouTube and Instagram and TikTok are playing with my page, and it's not even showing me when I get new subscribers. It's not letting me post certain things. So y'all, I just really appreciate the ones who have been here for the last year and follow me on all of my social medias. If y'all haven't, I'm on TikTok, I'm on Instagram, and most platforms. But I will talk to you guys later, and I'm going to get out of here. See you guys next time. Bye.